I have my coffee, and everything's good to go. Justin, thank you for joining us on the show. How are you today?
No problem.
All right. So, Justin, I spoke to your management team. Now, first question would be this. Is it Prosper or Prosper? I keep on getting it wrong.
Prosper.
Prosper. Okay, I got it. Now it's in my head, Prosper. I was speaking to them, and they were saying some good stuff might be happening in your future. Is there any new news on this?
Not at the present moment. Everything now is just talks, and hopefully, in the near future, I get something confirmed. But as of yet, nothing has been confirmed yet. So I still keep my fingers crossed.
All right, we're all rooting for you. We are all Team Fort. Guys, if you are new to the show, Justin Sumter is here. He's live on the MMA Holes, and he is a badass. Guys, all you have to do is YouTube his stuff. Check out Justin the Fort Sumter. Your YouTube channel, if we just search Justin Sumter, it's going to pop up immediately. So, guys, after this stream, check it out. Justin Sumter. Check him out on YouTube. I'm telling you, you're going to want to see his stuff. He is one of the coolest badasses that we've ever seen and met on the MMA Holes, and we're honored to have him here.
Thank you. I wouldn't say I'm the coolest. There's some pretty way cooler people than me, but I appreciate
it. So we got the chat going. I see Lucky Chucky says hello, Justin.
Hey, Lucky Chucky.
Jesus Christ says hello, Justin. So they're happy to see you guys, and I'm happy to see you guys as well. How pumped, Justin? How pumped are you about this UFC 207? I'm freaking, I don't know why. I am super pumped up about this card.
Well, you got to leave it to the UFC to, end the year with a bang. And this card is definitely a bang with Nunes versus Rousey, Cruz versus Gambrandt. And you got Dillashaw and Lineker all headlining this show. And it's just going to be a phenomenal show. I just hope for good fights. Hopefully there's no blowouts. And, we see some great technique from all these people.
I think it's going to be a home run, this card. I really feel good about it. It kind of sucks to see that Cain wasn't able to get his stuff together with his back. What do you think about that? Cain Velasquez, do you think this is it for Cain? Do you think this is one injury too much?
Like me being a fighter, that's like the worst thing. Like you train hard and then like something just comes up that's like really nagging you and you can't compete. And hopefully, it's just like that one outlier that, kind of messes up his game. But, hopefully he'll come back strong and compete again because he's a great competitor. I love watching him fight.
Yeah, I was really hoping that he would make another run. Cain Velasquez is one of the greatest. He really is. He's had some historic fights. And to see him go out like this would kind of suck. Real quick, from Scotland, King Clan says, yo, Justin, shout out from Scotland.
Oh, appreciate it from Scotland. That's awesome.
Yeah, he is a cool dude, King Clan. King Clan actually won a contest. I'm going to put it up right now. He won our contest. The MMA Holes got him a little bit of an autograph from presenting to everybody. Check this out. There he is, King Clan, with his magazine. His dog, it looks like, is going to kick someone's ass. But pretty cool. And Wonder Boy threw a nice like on there as well on his Twitter. Really awesome. I'm so glad that we got this in one piece to King Clan. And he definitely is an awesome MMA hole. And it's good to know that we have some good fans out there. And now he also is a Fort. He's part of the Fort Army.
Nice.
That's right. So there you go. That was King Clan. Here we go. Let's check out the chat. All right. J Hobo says Cain was amazing versus Brown. Yeah, man, for sure. All right. Those kicks were something else. All right. Let's see what we got over here. So the chat is going strong. We have a nice flow in our chat room over here. This is good. You came in at a good time, Justin. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to brush across the UFC 207 card. I'm really, really pumped up. So let's check this out. We're going to take you guys on another trip. It's good to have Justin here. It feels good. It feels good to have Justin. He is an MMA hole. He said it in the last time he was on. All right, here we go. Check it out. There it is. Presenting to everybody. Guys, check it out. Justin, can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Very good, very good. So, yeah, it looks like the card keeps on shrinking with people getting hurt and yanked and this and that. But you got to look at that main card. You got to say, okay, this is some good stuff. some fun stuff. Now, my question to you is, I'm going to go through this. Does anyone on the prelims stand out to you to you? I mean, there's some good names on over here, but you know,
I really like the Johnny Hendricks and Neil Magny fight, just because this is kind of if Johnny Hendricks loses this, it kind of pushes him out of the top 10, I believe. Magny is like he's just had a resurgent in the last, I would say the last 2 years. He's really stood out, and I think this is a good fight for Magny to win. If he loses, it's not that bad for him, but for Hendricks, this is a kind of a make or break moment. He can still stay in the like kind of the title contention after getting beat by Wonder Boy like he did. That kind of set him back like tenfold. So I think this is a great fight, and I think on the undercard, this is really the one to watch for.
So they brought a good point to a good thing in the chat room. This is why I like to hang out with the MMA hosts. They brought out the fact that Magny has an 11-inch reach advantage in this one.
Yeah, he has long arms, and I think that's really in Magny's striking. As like from Hendricks back in the day, like no one could really mess with Hendricks because he was a strong wrestler, and then like once you try to stand up with him, he'll just try to pop you with his power. But people got like smart to that, and like with good movement, you can out wrestle a wrestler and just keep him standing, and just piece him up. And I think that's exactly what Magny's going to do. But I think he's going to try to, because Magny does a great job of mixing things up. He loves taking people down, taking them back, and submitting them. So I think this one's going to be a battle of him keeping it standing, and then when Hendricks makes a mistake, he's going to jump on his back and try to choke him out.
Yeah, Magny is awesome. Magny is such a cool fighter to watch. I'm a big fan of him. The last fight against Lorenz Larkin shocked the hell out of me. I mean, not to take anything away from Larkin, but Magny, I mean, that really, really, really did shock the hell out of me. The way he's been fighting as of late, he's been looking so good. The fight against the Hector Lombard, I don't know if you remember that fight. Lombard was beating him down real bad in the first round, and you found out that Magny can take a punch, man. He took a big first round.
Yeah, he's very versatile. Like his and you mean that like he's a veteran of the game, and he's been in there for a while. So he's been beat up a lot. So he knows how to take a hit and weather the storm, and come out victorious. So that's kind of like, to be a fighter like that. It's way better than, for me, better than someone that can go in there and not. Yeah, even though going in there and knocking someone out, that's not too bad, but to be able to, you have that in you to withstand bombardment of damage and come back victorious. That's I want to fight like that.
Yeah, for sure. I really hope we see vintage Big Rig in there. But like I said before, I'm such a fan of Magny and the way he fights. I'm definitely, my heart is going the Magny way, but it would be fun to see Big Rig come back and be that old Johnny that's swinging. Like, I mean, he used to do everything right. He was a good wrestler. He just drops bombs on people. I don't know what happened. Do you think that USADA played in his that whole decline and how he's fought? Or you think age caught up with him? Or I'm curious what your opinion on that is with Johnny Hendricks.
I just think people got used to it. When Johnny Hendricks first started out, he catch people off guard. They see a guy that kind of doesn't look in shape, but he had that strong wrestling where he can grind you out. And then once you're standing up and he grinded you out, like you try to strike with him and he knocks him out. So that element of surprise, the more fights he has, I think. Really, after that fighting, getting the belt, and then fighting not Johnny Hendricks, Robbie Lawler, that kind of messed up his psyche a little bit. After that, you kind of looked at him, and he didn't fight the same way he did. And like psychology and thought process is kind of the main thing with MMA. You know, like uh, clear case Ronda Rousey, like she was on top of the world, and then all of a sudden it just changed. So having a strong mental game is kind of the key to being a great professional fighter, because like everybody's going to have that one day that's going to lose. And one thing that kind of stuck out about Ronda Rousey that I didn't like was the fact that, you know, a lot of people that she beat were undefeated. So how do you think they felt when they lost? And then you have Ronda Rousey, like she kind of, when she lost, she kind of, you know, shut down and didn't do anything and shut everybody out. And I think you shouldn't do that as a fighter. Like you gotta keep your morale, because you have fans that believe in you, and if you don't believe in yourself, you know what I mean, you're kind of letting them down. So I think that's what was kind of playing with Johnny Hendricks. Maybe now he's got his thing straight after losing to Wonder Boy like he did. He has his mind straight. He's coming there, and hopefully he puts on a good fight. So.
Yeah, you know, it is weird, that whole thing. And by the way, guys, if you're just jumping in right now, we are the MMA Holes live on a Wednesday night with Justin, the Fort Sumter. Badass Justin is here. He's here to talk to you guys. He's shedding some knowledge. He's shedding some light on the subject of the UFC and the MMA world. Now, Ronda Rousey, that whole thing, the way she handled that whole situation, even if you are a fan of her, you can't say that you did like that. I mean, it was kind of like a child sulking and just like, "Wah, look at me," you know. And then she just fell off the face of the earth. The whole thing with Brown and Edmonds, like that whole thing is very unlikable. And I kind of get how people could really dislike that sort of personality and how she handled the situation. Now, have you seen her now? Like, she's not doing this media stuff. First, I'm going to ask you, what do you think about that, with her not doing the whole media thing and her physique right now? It seems like she's in better shape than ever. Do you think that she's in the zone right now? Do you think that she's doing all the right things to get back on top, or is she just still a crazy head case?
It's kind of too, too far to say right now, with the fight being so close, and I mean, there's no camera, so I don't know her mental state, but the only thing I know is her physical state. It definitely shows that she's one coming in there in shape, better shape than she's ever been, because I think she looks phenomenal right now. But I can't speak to her mental, but it's good that she's staying away from the cameras, because like being in that limelight, she was aware of what everybody said about her. And coming back from that fragile state back into the limelight, like she is going to be, like anything could probably trigger a different or a past thought. So what I mean, like, oh, she wasn't great. You know what I mean? So that could pop back up in her head, and she doesn't want that. So staying away from the cameras, I agree with that. I know some of the fans probably don't agree with that, but for her mental state, I think that's a good look for her.
Yeah, I was saying in the beginning of the show too as well, that there's something about this that makes me want to watch the fight more. I kind of like this whole like secretive Ronda Rousey, like not opening her mouth and brooding, and just like that quick shot of her, and then the comeback and this and that. So for some reason, it's working for me. Like, regardless, I was going to watch the fight, let's be honest. But now I want to see it more than ever now for some reason. Like, I kind of dig it. I don't care if she doesn't show up to these press conferences. All I want to do is see a good fight. That's pretty much what I want to see.
Yeah, one thing I didn't like is the fact that, I mean, it's big. They kind of turned it back into the Ronda show. Even though Ronda's not the champion, Nunes is the champion, and she dominated, she destroyed the champion at the time, Misha Tate, and got the belt. And what I don't like is they're not giving her adequate light. They're kind of downplaying her. They're like, oh well, she has the belt now, but Ronda Rousey's going to come and beat her. But one thing I want to say about the Nunes and Rousey fight is that don't sleep on Nunes. Like I've been telling a lot of people, like, oh, Ronnie's gonna come back and get the belt, and I was like, don't be pretty sure, because one, if you look at Nunes's fights, she is. I like to compare her to that of Cyborg. One, she's not as brutish as Cyborg. She's a little bit more technical, but she kind of carries the same power. She's a great grappler. She's also a great striker. So I think one, Ronda has to come with a good game plan, a way better game plan than she did with Holly Holm trying to box a boxer. That was the most ridiculous thing I've seen, in MMA. Like, she went in there and tried to box a boxer, and then she tried to grab her, but she just tried to do what she did to all the other girls, and I think one, having that undefeated record, that kind of hindered her a lot, especially fighting somebody that also was a undefeated fighter and was a top-notch athlete in her respect in boxing. So I think losing was a good thing, but she can't come in here with the mindset of that she is going to beat Nunes in one facet: stand up, grappling, or MMA. She's going to have to mix them up and work a game plan to defeat Nunes, and it's going to be tougher than she thinks, I believe.
There you go. Justin Sumter gives his thoughts. He gives his opinion, and he gives knowledge to the MMA holes. I'm going to bring it to the chat real quick. King Clan says, so cool to have Justin on the show. This is amazing to hear thoughts from a man on the inside. There you go, Justin. Lucky Chucky says, oh, that's not Kanye? No, it's not Kanye. Herbie says no.
No, I'm not Kanye. Not at all.
Jesus Christ says, the first time always hurts the most, and get used to. Then you get used to it. I'm not sure what you're talking about. J Hobo's here. I think it's bad she stayed away from the cameras. The media played a big part in making her a big star. Now when things don't go her way, she's going to cry and hide. That's what J Hobo says. A lot of people have that opinion. Herbine is here. Herbine says, Jesus, hold on. Get the live stream link ready for Saturday. Uh-oh, illegals. We don't know. No, everyone must pay. Here we go. Yeah, I got a little drunk on the last stream, and we all started flying links around, and it was embarrassing. All right. Let's see. Jesus Christ says, Herbine, yes, sir. Okay, he's gonna have it ready. Pixel Protocol is here and says MMA holes. Doing the MMA holes right there. Jesus Christ says, in 2 nights. Abazab is here. Welcome to the show, Abazaba. I hope Nunez and her Vitor haircut do an old school Vitor and club her head. You rose into the stands. That is pretty funny. She has the Vitor Belfort hair. What do you think about that haircut that she's rocking? Oh, crap. All right, here we go. All right. I swear this is so cool. Kanye is on a WWE stream. Well, first of all, you're 0 for 2 on that. It's not a WWE stream, and Kanye West is not here. But all right, thank you for tuning in. J Hobo says, yeah, Nunez KO would be the best outcome. Okay, there, J Hobo agrees. Abba says, Jesus, I wish I had a rim shot sound for you. Okay, Kristen Cooper is here. Nice to hear. Really good knowledge. There you go, Justin Sumter. They love you. Nunez maybe will throw the fight and then win the second round championship later. All is possible, says Jesus Christ. A lot of people think that this is set up for Rousey to win and then go after whoever wins that 145, perhaps a Holly Holm rematch. Do you feel that this fight was thrown together like the Holly Holm fight at the 145 weight class? This is all thrown together to have that super 2-belt fight for the women?
Like, it could make a lot of sense, but me being a diehard fan and a fighter, I hope that it's not. That's one thing because there's a strong possibility that might happen, that could happen, but I hope it doesn't happen. That one, just for the sport, that would just, feel that would hurt deep down. So hopefully it doesn't happen.
Yeah. I hate when they try to make these things and try to mold it like in a certain direction, because then people start saying, okay, this one because of this, it was fixed. And I hope it doesn't go in those directions where, like, say if Rousey does win, everyone's like, oh, it's fixed because she was supposed to fight, Holly Holm for that rematch and all that stuff. I hope everything falls down legit. Whoever wins the fight wins it outright, and it's not any controversy and stuff like that, so we don't have to play these silly games with everybody. Now, the Chris Cyborg thing. Now, this unraveled very weird. Like, everyone looks at Cyborg and can make their, assumptions about her because she's a specimen for sure. Now, she's been dancing around. So, well, first of all, she comes to the UFC saying that she wants a 145-pound division. That's her division, blah, blah, blah. She says she wants all this stuff. And I got to be honest, I was actually on Team Cyborg. I actually was like, you know what? Give her 145-pound weight class. I think she deserves it. Then it turns out they offer her 2 fights, and then she says she can't make this 145 weight class because of the quick cut and all that stuff. And you would know better than anyone about weight cutting. So my question is this: Chris Cyborg. Now she gets busted for this whole USADA thing, and I don't know. It's crazy. You don't like to talk about steroids over and over again, but with Chris Cyborg, it seems like it's hand in hand. What do you do with a Chris Cyborg now? I mean, they basically brought her in for this 145-pound weight class. It pretty much that was the deal. And now they finally have this weight class that's about to happen, and no Chris Cyborg. What do you do with a Chris Cyborg?
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky situation because I'm a fan of Chris Cyborg, and I like her fight. I watch majority of all her fights, and she's a great fighter. But one, you have to, reevaluate your priorities as a fighter. If one, you need, if you need to fight in a certain weight class, you have to be able to make that weight. You can't say, I need to be in this weight, and then, well, I'm not really liking this weight because I can't really make the weight cut. So, I think she needs to get her priorities straight. I think she can. And, with the right team around her and, giving her the right medicine and supplements and to make her as a healthy cyborg as they can be, you need to get those people around you and not the people that are going to, try to swindle something. So it's going to be out of your system in time for the test, but, they can test you whenever. So I just think she needs to get her priorities straight.
Yeah, she does need to get her stuff together. I mean, Chris Cyborg, a healthy Chris Cyborg at a weight that she wants to fight at. I mean, who doesn't want to see Chris Cyborg fight? But geez, man, it's like, and she's very active on social media and stuff like that, complaining about things. I think she kind of should just reset herself and stop with this whole social media thing and complaining. Get your stuff together, like you said, and hopefully she could come back and there won't be any problems following her. I don't know if there a suspension now. Like, what's the deal with her? I'm assuming she is suspended. Have you heard it?
I haven't heard it, but normally they just do like a temporary suspension until they find out exactly what they violated, and then they'll tack on to the time that they already suspended them. If they find out the accusation is completely true or something like that. So
I see. Okay, guys, you are watching the MMA Holes. We have a steady flow of viewers. I'm going to look at the chat right now. You're with the Fort, Justin Sumter. He's here. He's live. He's with the MMA Holes. He is an MMA hole, and so is everyone else. I see in the chat, Lucky Chucky, damn, Marlynn is here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Marlynn. Marlynn is, as they like to say,
wonderful.
For sure. Now, Marlynn bought one of our shirts, the MMA Hole shirts. And Marlynn, you definitely are wonderful. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Herbine says, oh, no, she's here. Are you talking about Marlynn? The dude is here. I heard Matt was, okay. He's talking about some other stuff. Okay. Lucky Chucky says, I love you, Marlynn.
Love.
There's a little love in the chat. I like that. We make relationships and love blossom in the chat here on the MMA Holes. Pixel Protocol says, if Rousey loses again, is she gonna flip out? If she loses again, I think she's gonna fall off the face of the earth. I do see that's gonna happen. What do you think, Justin? Is she just gonna lose her mind, or what's gonna happen if Rowdy Ronda Rousey loses?
Hopefully, she just ties her boots tight and goes back in the gym and trains again. Um, it's it sucks to lose. It definitely sucks to lose. Like, because I've lost several times. Um, but being a fighter, that's you don't lose, you learn. So if she doesn't believe she learned anything and she just lost, then I think she she'd put those boots up and do something else. But hopefully she's a great competitor and she's a great athlete. So I hope if she loses that she will go back into training and get better and find out what she made a mistake on and get better when she steps back in the cage.
So now that we have you here, we asked you a million questions the last time. You were very good sport the last time. Now let's just talk about this after a loss. And I always wonder about this, and I don't think we got really touched on this the last time. When you experience a tough loss and you always see, like, you always feel for the fighter, like, what does that feel like? How I mean, like, explain to me, like when you're walking back to the locker room and stuff like that. I mean, you go through a training camp and stuff like that, and everything kind of falls apart. How do you find it in yourself to get back on that horse and do it again? Is it the team that is there for you? Is it something inside? Is there like a fire? What is that feeling like after a bad loss?
Well, the first feeling is like you let everyone down, because you got like hundreds of people came to watch you fight, came to see you win, came to celebrate with you, came to all that stuff that comes along with it that you were expecting, they were expecting. So like all that weight is on your shoulders, and when you lose, it's like, ah man, I didn't let myself down, I let them down. So that plays a big part in how you feel and what you're thinking about. And then you go through the process of man, I shouldn't have did that. I should have did this, that this or that thing that you bounce over in your head. Like me, like my fight was in April, that I lost last, and I still think about like, I should have used that triangle for a sweep, and then so I could have mounted them, and then I could have finished on top, and it could have went differently. But um, and then you have to take a deep breath and realize what you're saying is something that you made a mistake on, and that mistake you got to learn from. And if you uh, a guy, when I had my second fight for a title when I was amateur, fighting this guy that he walked around on like maybe 180 pounds, and he fought at 185, and he was like maybe 5'6" or something like that, 5'7", real short guy. And so I came in there with the attitude that, I mean, this guy doesn't have anything for me, and I'm just gonna go in there and beat him and get this belt. And I lost. Like he um, he weathered my punches, took me down, and got a TKO victory. So I was like so distraught. And then I went in the back room, and there was a professional fighter there. He saw me, came over and talked to me, and he was like, "Never let a win go to your head, and never let a lose go to your heart." So every single time, that's I mean, that phrase is just kind of ingrained in my head. And over the losses, you still feel that down, and you feel like you let a whole bunch of people down, but you got to think about this sport. This sport is one person loses, another person wins. So regardless of the fact that you win and you feel great, the other person feels sadness and regret that he lost. So you have to look at the whole spectrum of the fight, and it makes the losing, even though people don't like to lose, it makes the losing a little bit better. And I think that's kind of what everybody should feel, but not everybody's the same. And the reason I'm fighting is to get better every single step of the way. So if it takes me losing to get better, then I'm not gonna welcome losing, but I don't get upset. I don't get like frustrated that I lost. I just take it as something I need to learn from and get better. So that's my take on losing.
Yeah. So now take me through a win. Well, how does that feel when you have that big win, that big knockout, that big finish? Like with that adrenaline rush, what does that feel when you hear the crowd screaming and stuff like that? How does
Um,
that feel?
well, it depends. Like I would say it's an exciting one, and then it kind of dawns that you like train for, you know, 8 weeks for a fight that lasts only like 30 seconds, and you're like, man, I wish I did more. But you're happy. No, you didn't get hurt. Your opponent can get back up, and I kind of I don't want to say I feel sorry for the people that I go in there to destroy, but it's like I know how they feel. I have sympathy for them because I've been over there. I've been in the losing. So what my job is enforce my idea of never take a win to the head and never take a loss to the heart. So I go over there and tell them that, hey man, you're gonna come back even better. Take this as like a learning experience, and you just progress and you get better. Um, One of the most powerful examples of that is one of the last guys I fought. He was a top amateur, and he stepped into the pro ranks, and I just lost from my Bellator fight. And I mean, I wasn't coming in there to lose, and I beat him in 32 seconds. And I could tell on his face he was distraught. He was like he was in his hometown, and I just went over there and talked to him, and we're good friends now. I mean, we might fight again eventually, but we're good friends. And I just made it a point to go over there and tell him that, hey man, this is a learning experience. You're going to learn from this. And he opened it. He came with open arms, and he really was open to that fact. And I'm telling you, he's going to be a way better fighter than he was fighting me. So
That is awesome. It's so cool to hear like that inside look on how things work out. Guys, we are here with the MMA holes. We are live on a Wednesday night. We are with the Fort, Justin Sumter. He is back for round 2 with the MMA holes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys on a little adventure. I'm going to go into the chat. I'm going to see what the chat's doing over here. Okay, Marlynn Lane says, losing is like a mini death. It's win or die in the cage. I don't believe Ronda will lose, but anything can happen in MMA. I believe she will pick herself up again, like in judo. That's what Marlynn says. There you go. Joey with the numbers says his cooking is almost they're hitting on Marlynn in the chat. How about that? Okay. Jesse Bell is here. Hey, Jesse Bell. Hey guys, if you want to know about a good vlogger on YouTube, Jesse Bell Hill is the one. Check it out. Subscribe to her channel. She's supporting the MMA hole. She's a new MMA hole, and we welcome you to the live chat. Justin, Jesse Bell's here. How about that?
hey, Jesse Bell, how are you?
See, look at that. You got a shout out from Justin the Fort Sumter. How about that? Lucky Chucky's throwing hearts out there. Love is flying. Ha ha ha. Lucky and Joey says Marlynn. Jesse Bell says hiya. Marlynn says great words, Justin. Thank you for that. Okay, there you go. Marlynn likes the words, Justin. Okay.
Hey, it's all about teamwork makes the dream work. So
That's correct. Teamwork does make the dream work. And here we go. Joey Numbers says, make sure to catch my MMA fight with the dog. Oh, God. Justin, I'm telling you, YouTube is endless entertainment. And the people in this chat have their own channels. And this gentleman over here, Joey090292, did a fighting montage with the Rocky theme, training to fight a dog. You can't make this shit up. All right, Lucky Chucky says, yeah, I am. I try to make Joey's pre-workout shakes, usually dusting off my box of Oreos. Okay, let's scroll through here. Jesse Bell says, sorry, bud, just licked the last crumb. Swear, though. All right, we got chat going on in here. Shout out to all the MMA whole females, women, lady, girls, the knockout beauties of our channel. That's from Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ says very nice words. Thank you, Jesus Christ. They are lovely ladies. All these ladies are
wonderful, wonderful.
We should make a calendar. The ladies of the MMA holes, Justin. What do you think?
Yeah, that'll be cool. Put me in the back, have the back, December.
There you go, Mr. Yeah. December. Is that your birthday, December, Justin?
No, it's in November.
November. Okay, close enough. Close enough.
Yeah.
All right. Hydro says Ronda is looking buff. Tells me she's planning a heavy clinch game. That's from Hydro Static 3G. J Hobo says, which state sanctioned your fight, Joey? They're talking about the dog fight. See, look, a lot of Idaho. All right. Jesus Christ says, Justin, you're so cool today. No stress, woman free. Ha 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 ha. Are you with you? Igata? Is that how you say her name again? I think that's her name, correct?
Yeah, she's actually downstairs. She's trying to work her Roku, getting some channels and stuff.
There you go. I just got rid of cable not too long ago, so I have a lot of weird boxes and streaming and all that stuff. So I feel her pain.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So J Hobo, okay. Are you gonna rear naked choke the dog? Okay, so there's a lot of conversation about this dog. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you back to UFC 207. I do want to touch base on UFC 208. Justin, do you attend any of these fights? Do you ever go to like any of the UFC events? Have you been to any?
No, I haven't. I was going to try to get to the one at Madison Square Garden because I was like, man, that's like literally like an hour away from me. But as soon as I did pre-sale tickets, try to get the pre-sale. As soon as I saw the pre-sale tickets, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like the tickets were ridiculous. So I might try to go to the one in Brooklyn. I'm not sure yet, but I might try depending on if I can, squeeze it in the schedule. So
yeah, that'd be awesome. Let us know if you do go to the Brooklyn one. Let us know. Maybe we'll do a meetup. I'm trying to do a little MMA holes, little meetup. Bring some T-shirts and have some questions for the crowd to kind of solicit our style to the UFC 208 crowd. So yeah, if you do go to UFC 208, hit me up. Maybe we'll meet up for a little tailgate.
Definitely.
An ice cold tailgate in February. It's gonna be nice. But I'm pumped up. They said, what's it called? Dana White was saying how the Holly Holm fight is not set in stone to be the main event. I wonder, like, do you what fight do you think could be thrown in there to take that place? I mean, there's a lot of rumblings of all these guys, Khabib and Ferguson, and Aldo is running his mouth as well. Is there anyone that stands out that might be slipped in like last minute on UFC 208? What do you think?
I would like to see the Russian against shoot, what's the name? Against Ferguson, yeah. I think that would be a good fight. One to, squash the beef because they've been talking a lot and I think that would be but one, I don't want to well, that's kind of a belt they just made up to give. So but it's still a championship belt. So I think that should be the main event and then, fill underneath. But, it is what it is. If they want a different fight to be before that, then go ahead. But I think definitely Ferguson and what's his name? Magomedov? Or
yeah, Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's the closest I could get.
Yeah.
That's the closest I could get. If they drop that fight on that card, oh my God, my head will explode. It would explode. I got to say, though, I'm pumped up about Lewis versus Brown, that they dropped that in there. I do enjoy watching Lewis fight. Hold on.
I think Derek Lewis is like, he's like, have you followed his Twitter?
Hilarious.
Like, follow his Twitter. It's the funniest thing ever. Like, it's some crude stuff on there, but it's hilarious.
He just does not care, and that's the funny part about him. He really doesn't care. He says whatever's on his mind. I saw when Kane pulled out, he had a video where he's sipping on a bud, and he's just basically like, call me, like not giving a fuck. It's so great. It's so great. All right, hold on. Let's pull up this UFC 205 card. I keep checking. I check constantly because I want them to drop one more fight in here. I'm cool with the Holly Holm as the main event. I'm totally cool with that. I'm a Holly fan, so I'm part of Holly's homies. All right, here we go. UFC 208. Check it out. I don't have too many thoughts on this main event yet. I have to let it soak into my mind. I need the Rousey thing to go away, and then I can really focus on this. But just looking through the card, a couple of fights stand out. The Teixeira Cannonier fight, I think that's a big opportunity for Cannonier. This is going to be interesting.
Cannonier is a strong player. especially in his last fight. You know, I mean, he really showed some skills. So um, Texera is like one of those heavy hitters. I think if Cannonier can use his striking, the way he fought the last fight, I think he has to play this a little bit more technical. Uh, Texer Glofera is like a I mean, he's kind of like a cat, so he'll pounce on you, and his conditioning is way better than the guy he fought last. So, but this is a great shot for him. Like this, I mean, this kind of messes up the whole ranking because I mean, this guy, he comes out of nowhere and beats the top 3 guy, and he puts an eye on him. So he's an awesome kickboxer. I don't know if you saw his last fight. I forgot who he fought. But
check it out.
His skills are definite.
Yeah, I remember being very entertained by him. Let's check out his stuff here. Here we go. Let's check it out. Okay, here it is. He was on the Ultimate Fighter. There you go. That just answered my question.
Yeah,
right. Okay. So yeah, he's coming off a 2-fight win streak. One last was a decision, and then a first round KO, and lost his first one, but that's all good. Yeah, I mean, I remember the last 2 fights. I've been like, okay, this guy is not too bad. Glover Teixeira, this is interesting too because him getting his tooth smacked right out of his head from Rumble.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back. It seems like Glover is that type of guy that loses the big fight and then comes back and whoops ass again. So this is going to be tough.
Yeah, a consistent fighter. I gotta get up there because actually, like his gym is like maybe like 10-15 minutes away from my where I work in Danbury. So I gotta get up there and maybe check him out. Yeah, this is I mean, this is, I don't want to say it's a make or break Texera because I'm sure he's if he loses this, he's 2 fights back in title contention. So definitely, but definitely he has to be on his toes, especially with someone has good striking and a good chin. But I mean, he hasn't been hit by Glover Teixeira, and that could have been the difference because he was letting that other guy just hit him in the head, and he was just walking through him. So he should not do this with Glover Teixeira.
Yeah, that should be good. Looking at this card, I'm going to go over a couple more things, but let me just tell you guys that we are the MMA Holes Wednesday night activities, Wednesday night weekly show. This is the last show of the year. 2016 is coming to an end. Guys, what I want you to do right now in the chat, look at me, I look at you, I look at you, I look at you. Drop some ones. Are you watching UFC 207? Let me know right now. Drop some ones in the chat. I want to know how many of you are watching UFC 207. I don't care how you're watching it.
Be watching.
Yeah, Justin wants you to watch. I want you to watch. And if you are watching UFC 207, tune into the MMA Holes Live. We're going to be doing a live stream, have the boys together, some of the girls. We hang out with you guys. We drink. We have a good time. And hit me with some ones. I want to know right now. Justin, where you be watching UFC 207?
At this place, it's called Orange Ale House. Great place. They sponsor athletes at my gym. So I'm gonna go down there, hang out with the team, and enjoy some fights.
There you go. That sounds like a good time. I used to go out, go to bars, enjoy these fights. Then I got married, and that all stopped. That all stopped. Now occasionally I go to a bar and this and that, but now I hang out with the MMA holes, and it's even better. It's even more fun to hang out with you guys. I see some ones in the chat. Look at you guys. You're watching UFC 207. Good for you guys. All right. Kristen's watching. Iman, Eddie Manster's watching. Joey's watching. Lucky's watching. Marlynn's watching. Everyone's watching. Awesome stuff. Cool stuff. Guys, I like to see this. I like to see you guys a hardcore UFC MMA extravagant. Who cares? All right, UFC 208. I want to go back to this one real quick. So I do have some thoughts. I want to pick your brain while you have you here. Present to everybody on an adventure. That's 207. Here's 208. So where is it? Where was I looking? So here we go. Brown Lewis. I don't know why I'm so excited about this. I don't know why. I just want to see Travis Brown get his ass beat. Is that wrong?
No, it's not wrong. I think this is a tough fight for Brown. I think Derek he can withstand a strike one, but he has to watch out for the linear kicks. I think linear kicks are going to be a major factor in this fight. So I just think Derek has the power and then the tenacity to kind of walk him down, and he's been looking progressively better from his last fights. You know what I mean? Like his takedown defense has improved drastically. His footwork have improved drastically, and if you have someone with this power, his ability to adapt and get better and better really plays a factor in and an athlete like himself. You might look at him and it's like, man, this guy's just a chubby guy, but he definitely has the ability to improve further than he is right now. So I'm just anxious to see how he progresses in his career. Travis, this is kind of like a must, grab fight to stay in the top 10. And especially in the heavyweight realm, once you get out the top 10, it's kind of hard to get back in there. So this is definitely going to be a show your guts type fight for Travis Brown.
Yeah, Travis Brown definitely needs this one. He needs this one in the worst way. I think that's what I like about this fight so much. Derek Lewis comes off of that fight, his last fight, where he does win. He does. I think did he submit him in the 4th round? I can't remember, something like that. But the fight was slow, and Lewis wasn't happy with his performance. But he did get the W, and he did finish the other gentleman. And I like the fact that Derek Lewis just doesn't care. He's just whatever. He just wants to go out there, finish people, and he just kind of has that swag. He's very rootable. That's the word. But he's a good guy to root for. Travis Brown, I don't hate Travis Brown. I'm just not a fan of the whole I mean, I like Ronda Rousey, but the Edmund thing and all this stuff, it just, I don't know, he just rubs me the wrong way. And I will be pulling in a certain direction, and it happens to rhyme with Mubis. I don't know. All right, let's look in the chat real quick. Here we go. Jesus Christ says, one for all for one. He's watching UFC 207. Jesse Bell says, my mom wants you to know she's obsessed with your channel now. Smiley face. There we go. Jesse Bell's mom is here. Bell's mom is
wonderful.
Right, Connor?
Yes, sir.
That's right. Kristen Cooper says, it's New Year's. I stay in. Iman says, Travis will probably beat him on the ground. There you go. So you're saying Travis will beat the Black Beast on the ground? I don't know if I concur with that. What do you think on the ground?
That would be an ideal situation for Travis, but Travis is not like, if you see, he's not a shooter. He's more of a sweep guy. So he gets him to clinch, he sweeps him, tries to take control, keeps him down. Derek Lewis is the type of guy, he's not going to let you grab him and try to put him in a clinch. I wouldn't like to say Travis will shoot just because how tall he is. Derek Lewis is a much shorter guy, so him shooting is kind of implausible. Not to say he can't shoot. What Travis is probably going to have to do, he's going to have to back him up, get him against the cage, and rain some knees in there. I would like to say Derek kind of shoot some takedowns because since Travis is a taller guy, I think his if the stand up is getting out of hand for him, move some angles, throw some shots, and then try to take him down. But you got to watch out with Travis. You get him against the cage, and he has those elbows that he's put several people away with, so he has to be cautious of that.
My favorite Travis Brown fight was the Overeem fight. I thought that was so freaking fun, where he was catching the beating, and then boom, see you later. I thought that was amazing. I really did. That was my Travis Brown moment there, and just wanted to share that with you guys. Let's see. The chat is going. Here we go. Jesus Christ says, if Travis loses too, at whose shoulder will he cry later? It's a good question.
I don't know.
Will he run to Edmund? Will he run to Ronda? I feel Ronda could kick his ass. He's a big man, but I feel Ronda could beat him up. I don't know. I think she wins that battle.
Yeah, I'll let Ronda beat me up.
There you go. Jesse Bell says nailed it. J Hobo says Travis is uncuttable though, unless Ronda retires. Okay. Jesse Bell says she came close once before. One can only hope. Travis with a big flexing arm, says Jesse Bell Hill. Okay, Jesse, would you like a pizza? I have some Supreme pizzas. They're offering food in the chat. There you go. Hey, listen, if you're gonna offer food, you better offer it to us too, because well, I don't know about you, Justin. I know you got to keep that good physique going. I don't know, you got to be ready, but you can have a slice of pizza, right?
Yeah, okay. I mean, like I don't have any like fights lined up yet, so and I'm at decent weight, so I'm not really worried about it.
There you go. You're good to go. Okay, so give a piece to Justin as well. Just hand the piece of pizza. There you go. Just take that. There you go. All right, Travis will use eye poke effectivity, says J Hobo. That is his weapon, best weapon. The eye poke. Good. I like that they brought that up. The eye poke. What do you think they should do with this? I'm hearing that now it's going to be they're going to enforce this eye poke and they're going to take a point away with this whole eye poke situation. What do you think? You think this is the right thing to do?
Yeah. Because it's kind of like if you get poked in the eye, it kind of changes the dynamic of the fight. One, if you get poked in the eye hard enough, you can't fight anymore, and then they call the fight. If you don't, and you still want to fight, because there's still gonna be fighters, even they get poked in the eye, and they're like, I still want to fight. Man, I train this hard, I'm not gonna, come out from an eye poke, and their vision is skewed because they're seeing double and the whole dynamic of the fight. So that kind of makes them a little bit more conscious, be aware and make sure that, they're careful, because your opponent's going to try to be careful as well. And if he's not careful, he's going to get 1 point taken away, and likewise to you. So I think it's a good thing. I think maybe a two thing system. So if you get poked, but now, you get into the thing of if he gets poked in the eye and it messes up his vision and he doesn't get poked in the eye again, then, he's still messed up for the fight. So I think having a 1 point deduction makes everybody cautious, makes everybody careful, so no one gets poked in the eye.
There you go, Justin Pumper. Justin Pumper. It sounds like your porn name. Justin Sumter speaks the truth right here. The eye poke.
Chocolate Devotion is my porn name. So
Chocolate Devotion. I like that. That's the worst thing you could have done, because now the chat's going to attack Chocolate. There we go. That's awesome. All right, here we go. So Hydrostatic says, does Justin have a heavy bag or speed bag at his house? If so, he should give us a look at his bag work real quick. Every fighter has a bag of something, some kind at the crib. Show us what's up, Justin. They want you to just...
I'm at the gym so much I really don't need a bag, but actually I do have one. I haven't hung it up yet, but it's downstairs in my girlfriend's basement. But I don't have a bag hung up right now. I spend most of my time at the gym. So I can get my bag work there. But what we can do is next year sometime try to set it up where, I do like a training session or something like that, and you guys can tag along with something like that.
That'd be awesome. I would 100% be down with that. That'd be sick. That'd be real cool. And tell your man Nick Newell we're looking for him. The MMA holes are gonna hunt him down and get him on the show. I know he blew us off, but that's fine. We're gonna find him. I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna kill him. No. But we're gonna get him. Tell him, be warned, be ready. We're coming. All right. J Hobo says his finger is still stuck in Mitrione's eye. Yes. Poor Matt Mitrione. Well, he's doing it right now in Bellator. He's just doing just fine over there. Okay.
Next fight is against who? What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. He's like Dan Henderson beat him in Strikeforce. What's his name? I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
Well, who are we talking about? I'm sorry, I missed.
Matt Mitrione. He's fighting.
Crow Cop.
Not Crow Cop.
What the hell is his name? The Russian, right? Hold on.
Yeah, the Russian. Yeah.
Why am I drawing a blank? I know Mr. Sweaters. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Let's look. Let's look. I'm having a brain fart right now. This is terrible.
Yeah, no.
What the hell is his name? I know I have his face in my head. The Pride. What the hell is his freaking name? Guys, tell me in the chat, please do it right now.
Milaminko, or not a Milaminko, but
I know exactly who you're talking about. I just can't spit it out. Fedor. There it is.
There
Oh,
you go. Thanks, Abba Zaba.
Ah, shit. Justin, we're fired. That's it. That's the best part about this stream. Basically, the MMA holes, we are a fan-based program, and sometimes we just don't know all the answers. You know, as much as I give all those great picks and everything like that, sometimes I have brain farts, Justin. That's why we have you here.
Yes. And sometimes I fart through the brain as well.
Double brain fart. Guys, stay subscribed. I see 2 new subscribers to the channel. Thank you very much. Now, remember, if you're subscribed, click that bell. You click the bell, bang. Our stream pops up immediately. You could jump on and hang out with us. You get alerts when we come on. And definitely recommend you clicking that bell. Now, if you don't click that bell, sometimes the streams come up and you don't even know we're on the air. So it's very important. YouTube has switched the game up and wants you to tap that bell. So be friendly with your thumb up, subscribe, and tap that little bell over there. That's enough of the rules for today. YouTube rules. All right, here we go. Let's check out the chat. Justin, I'm going to take you along for the ride. How about that?
All right, that's fine.
All right, Jesse Bell says, when I was a teenager, and Jesse, it's good to have you here. You're strong with the MMA holes. When I was a teenager, I wanted to be an MMA fighter with smiley faces. I'd probably be dead right now or flashing that gold. Jesse Bell, would Jesse Bell be a champ right now? An MMA hole champ? I think so.
Yeah, you mean like if you have the will and determination to strive and meet your goals, you'll be a champion in my book, no matter what. So
I like that you're very positive, Justin. You're very positive, have a very positive attitude, and it's refreshing. I like that, Justin.
Yeah, because you got to think about positivity only breeds positivity, and negativity. There's always going to be negativity, and if you realize that there's always going to be negativity, you just stay positive in that fact that you already know that something negative is going to happen, but you already know that you're going to be positive through that no matter what, and that's what I strive to do. So
Abba Zabba says, how dare you forget the name of the Emperor, Chris? Wah, wah. Sorry. Patrick Cummings is not sorry. All right, Jesse is great. So is Marlynn. Lucky is having a good time with the girls in here. Lucky is greater. Jesus Christ says, Jesse, the UFC belt was an easy task for you. Don't lose your time. With a smushy smiley face, I am. Why, thank you. Look at you guys showing the love. I tapped the bell. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for tapping that bell. Now you know when we're on. All right, Jesse and Marlynn, you guys are the positive MMA empresses. That's from Lucky. Lucky is a ladies' man. That's right, Joey. Lucky is a ladies' man. Look at him. Suave Lucky in the chat. Suave Lucky. Hold on. Check it out. Let's go. Guys, we're going on another adventure. We're going on another journey to the MMA holes. There we are. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that mug. All right. Enough. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to one more fight on this card. I'm going to get in more detail afterwards. But bing, here we go. Dustin Poirier, Jim Miller on UFC 208. It's another one that sticks out, another one that they added a little bit later on. And I have to say I'm a little excited about this one. Maybe I'm biased because I'm going to the event, but I think this card is one fight away from being a really fun card to watch. So what's your thoughts on this one, Justin? Do you have anything that stands out in this fight?
I think Poirier is in this different weight class for him. It's like he's just like the same thing with Cerrone. Cerrone came out in this weight class and in his new weight class and shined. I think Poirier had the skills to kind of be at the top of the 45 class, but he was just a little small. And cutting that weight kind of drains you. And as you see, and I think that's going to be a more prevalent thing nowadays. Is fighters going to be like, man, why do I need to cut, man? I'm a good fighter. I go up in weight class and fight at this weight class and do well. And he's doing well, man. He's putting on those skills, showcasing them, and he has that extra pop because he's carrying that weight and he's just putting people away. So I think this is a good fight for him. Jim Miller, I think Jim Miller is I don't want to say it's kind of the end of the rope, but he's a fighter, and you can tell from his fights that he doesn't care if he gets beat up and bloodied. He's just going to continue to fight, and I always like watching Jim Miller fight. So I just want to see a really good fight. I like how they did if you look at the countries, they have Dustin Poirier from USA and Jim Miller from the United States. I don't know if there's a difference there, but yeah.
From way different parts of the land, USA and United States. You got to laugh at these stats. Sometimes they'll forget to put the reach and the leg reach and all that stuff, and it just zeros. And it's like, oh my God, they got no legs and arms. How are they going to fight each other? But I got to say, I got to give UFC credit. The thing I like about them the most is during fights, how they have the live unofficial stats. I love going to that in the Fight Buddies because it's so much fun. Like you're watching a fight, bang, you go to the live unofficial stats. And like I said, it's not official, but it's just fun to see the numbers, in front of you. That's actually kind of cool. All right, here we go. This is what I'm going to
do. Not to interrupt, but I like what Jesse Bell just said. Jim Miller seems more into the sport than the title. And, I like to see guys that are in there for the sport. There's a lot of guys that fight. They're like, I got to get a title. And some guys, they realize that they might not get the title, but they still want to put on a fight. And they're not big number drawers and stuff like they used to be, but they just like the sport and they want to be in there until they can't do it anymore. And that was a really good point, Jesse.
There you go, Jesse. Jesse jumping in the chat. Justin acknowledging the chat. And this is what I'm going to do, guys. Justin, what do you think? If I'm going to throw this Hangouts in there, would you like to invite some friends in here? Maybe you could ask Justin some questions live on the MMA holes and we could talk about the
upcoming. That would be great. That would be great.
All right. Justin says yes. I'm going to do it right now. Guys, here we go. Dropping it into the chat right now. This is
a cape. Someone must have a cape. All right.
Cheesecake for all. All right. The chat has the Hangouts link. If you guys have Google Hangouts, you're more than welcome to come in and you can talk to us, the MMA Holes Live with Justin the Fort Sumter. We're going to go back to the UFC 207 card. We're going to talk about it in a little bit more detail. I'm really pumped up about this. But before I go there, let's talk about 2016 real quick. 2016 was
what a year.
It's crazy this year, right? A lot of stuff happened. And let's start off with this. If you had to pick one fight, what would be fight of the year for you, Justin?
Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump.
That was a good fight.
Shoot, fight of the year. I would say the Doi Hoy and Cub Swanson fight. I think that had to be fight of the year. I think one, because if you recall from our conversation about that fight, I was like, Doi Hoy is just going to go in there and demolish, because I thought Cub Swanson was on the end of his rope. But he made a clear stand, and that was a back and forth fight. One, it showed the grit of Doi Hoy, because in his fight, he's never been put in that situation where he was, because he was clearly rocked, out on his feet, but he stuck in there. That for me had to be the fight of the year.
That was an amazing fight, absolutely amazing fight. That fight definitely, the second round, like Bruce Buffer said, had to be one of the best rounds he's ever seen. These two went on a war with each other. So saying that fight is the fight of the year, you cannot argue that. That has been, we're going to be talking about that fight for a long time, and who wouldn't want to see a rematch of that?
It's a good rematch. That would be a good rematch.
And I like the way Cub handled him. Cub was not playing around in that fight. He was a man on a mission, and he
just had to prove he meant to be there. You know what I mean? Like myself, they kind of gave him the shortest stick, and we're like, he's kind of off his rocker, and that's he's kind of done. But it showed his skill, and one testament that shows how good not to jump subjects, but that shows how good Frankie Edgar was when he fought him, because Frankie Edgar just made him look like there was nothing in there. But like that showed that he's meant to be where he's at. You know what I mean? Don't give him the short stick anymore. Him coming in there and beating Dory Hole in the fashion he did, one shows his grit and shows that he is a competitor, and don't take him lightly.
Yeah, I think it did a lot for both fighters for sure. Even though Choi lost, it showed how tough he is. It showed that he could hang in there no matter what the situation is, and you can never count him out. It definitely, it wasn't really a loss for me, even though he was undefeated and everything like that going into that fight. Coming out of it, you have more respect for the guy. So I think that helps him. And I think sometimes you need a loss in to kind of iron out some of the things. These undefeated fighters, the longer they go undefeated, it's got to it be harder and harder on them when that loss does happen. I mean, no one's invincible.
Yeah, definitely.
So this one's a tough one for me. I absolutely loved the Swanson Choi fight. I really did. I really was trying to think about which one would be the one that really sticks out for me. And everyone says the easy thing to say is the Conor Nate fight, or either one of them, you could say. But the second Conor Nate fight, when I think back and I watched it multiple times, that fight, I mean, it really stands out to me because it was so back and forth. Like both guys had a chance to finish the other one, and it just kept. It was like a back forth. It was like a tennis match. They just constantly went back and forth with each other. So for me, that one, I hate to say Conor McGregor because everyone's like, Conor McGregor. But Conor, what do you think? Do you think that was the fight or what?
Yes, sir.
See, Conor thinks so. But yeah, the second Conor Nate fight, if I had to gun to my head, I would have to say that one really stands out. I could definitely find myself watching that one over and over again. But it's a tough one. There's so many good fights that happened this year. I mean, so many great fights. I got even the Bisping Dan Henderson fight.
I can't forget that. What I mean? One, I think they should. I don't think they should have I want to say they should have gave it to Henderson, but I think Henderson won that. And what I mean, and that would have been a good, because I don't want to see Henderson fight anymore. Man, he's a really old guy fighting, and he likes to fight one, but I think if he would have got that title, he would have retired and been done with that. So,
keep letting me know in the chat. I want to know what you guys think. What was the fight of the year? I Am So Damn Black says Lola Condit. How about that one? Pulling that one out. That was a great fight. That was the last one. Yeah, that was Condit's last fight, correct? I'm pretty sure that was.
I think it was.
And Condit, he could have pulled that one off. That was a close one. That was a decision, very close. Jesse Bell says Conor versus Nate, 1 or 2. We're not sure. We'll find out. Andrew says Conor versus McGregor. It says Conor v. McGregor 2, match of the year. Conor versus McGregor or just Conor McGregor? Okay.
He himself. He's fighting his mind.
J Hobo says Conor versus Maya, which that was I mean, I can't say that was a shocking one. Maybe I can. I really thought Conor was going to win that fight. I really did, but that showed what Maya can do. What is Maya going to do? Like, is he just going to chill out?
Maya's that phenomenon. You know what I mean? Like, he's been in the sport so long. He's a great practitioner. If you watch you know how like you see a whole bunch of fancy jiu-jitsu stuff. If you watch him fight, he does the basics, only the basics, and beats guys. Only the basics. And that, that's a testament. Like, if anybody does jiu-jitsu, like, you trying all this fancy stuff, if your basics aren't right, you know what I mean, you're not going to go anywhere. Like, Damian Maya's basics are on point to where he does a simple takedown, does a simple pass, you give him his back, he keeps you in side control, and then, it's just, like, once you get down on the ground, it's like going to be really, really hard to get back up. So I think Dan Maya is just a specimen in the jiu-jitsu MMA aspect. His ability to mesh everything together to where he's a good athlete is really phenomenal.
Yeah, he seems like he's super calm. He just, once he has you on the ground, it's a wrap. I mean, so is that the reason why he's so good? It's just the basics. He basically doesn't get out of control. He just makes sure he does what he has to do, takes the appropriate steps, and it seems like it works every single time. It's unbelievable. And he's an
Yeah.
old fighter too, so I guess maybe he's been there, done that. He knows what and what not to do. Um, man, oh man. So does he hang out? Does he wait for that belt? What does he do? I mean, I know he really wants that shot, but right now everything is up in the air. The Woodley versus Wonder Boy rematch. Now you're hearing Woodley wants to wait for Connor. Like, what? I mean, what is what does Wonder Boy do? What does Maya do? Like, how is this going to unravel? I mean, if you're Maya, eventually you're going to have to take a fight, I would imagine, right?
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I think the fight for him would be the Robbie Lawler fight, because this would that would keep Robbie in a one fight title contention fight. If Maya wins, then Maya has that spot. Whoever wins after the fight with Tyron Woodley. So I think that's a good one ranking fight for the whole division. So you get Maya and Lawler, you get that fight. Whoever wins that fight, I think Lawler would have to fight one more person. If he wins, I think he should fight Wonder Boy, and then the winner of that gets the fight for the belt. But I think Maya, if he goes in there and beats Robbie, he should get that immediate title fight, just because I mean, a lot of fans, that'll drive tickets, I mean, ticket sales, if you think about it on that aspect. But on the fighter aspect, he's been in the game for a while, and he's a dominant at the 170 weight class. If he goes in there and makes quick work of Robbie Lawler, hands down, he should get a title shot. So I think that's the lineup, what the ranking lineup should be.
That does make the most sense. Now, what do you think about this whole Nick Diaz with Robbie Lawler? I keep on hearing rumblings about this happening maybe at 209. Do you think there's going to be another rematch with the two of them?
It could be. I mean, that would be a good fight to see. One, I think since the last time they fought, Robbie's considerably better, but
yeah.
The outcome might be different. But
the fighter that he is now, I think it's really intriguing to see that. Are you done with the whole Diaz thing? Like how they, Nick Diaz especially. I mean, it's like, is this guy got to fight again? Like, what's going on? What's the holdup here? Isn't he cleared? Isn't he ready to go? Like, why is there not a fight happening? Or are you looking forward to see his next fight?
Well, I mean, like me being a competitor and a fan myself, I mean, I like watching them fight. And both of the Diaz brothers, and I just hope they get him back in there sooner than later. So,
yeah, Nick Diaz. I mean, he always puts on a show. His brother always puts on a show. So you never let down, even if the fight doesn't live up to expectations. Some antics are gonna happen. It's gonna be a slap. Like what Diaz did with Silva was hilarious, where he was just throwing himself on the floor and posing. I mean, you always know there's gonna be something going on, and the trash talk. God, it's got to get under your skin. Let me ask you, have you ever gotten into one of these fights where the guy would not stop talking trash?
I remember one fight that I was supposed to have. He's actually Alex Nicholson, the Spartan. I was supposed to fight him in Florida when I was amateur, and I remember we got into a little jibber jabber online and stuff like that. But I would definitely like to fight him. Like, hands down, I'd like to fight him again. If it's in the UFC or any promotion, like I think I'll just spank him. But yeah, I would say that was the only back and forth I had with a proposed opponent. So.
Yeah, it's got to get under people's skin if a guy is just constantly talking smack the whole time. Like, you see these guys, they're on the floor rolling around and stuff like that, and they just don't stop. Like, they just keep on talking and chirping and stuff like that. I wonder how much in like the heat of the moment, like would that get under your skin, or do you kind of zoned out and you just focusing on?
You're always going to have haters. You're always going to have people that doubt you, that talk bad about you. So. I already know that, so I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much. They're just wasting their breath, and when they should be training and not talking. You know.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it makes it interesting for the fans. That's one thing. When these fighters are mouthing off, and then they're talking smack into each other's corners and stuff like that. It's like it's great. Like, what about Khabib, where he's got freaking Michael Johnson on the floor, and he's holding him down, and he's like, just give up already. I want to fight the chicken McGregor and stuff like that. What a
Yeah.
Did you hear?
Yeah. What? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, did you hear about with Jose Aldo? So apparently he did call out Khabib, and he wanted to go for like 155, do some sort of interim weird fight. Dana White was on board, and then they said Khabib's father was like, no, he's gonna rest, he's gonna heal up and go for Tony Ferguson. What's your thoughts on Jose Aldo? Is he grasping for straws here? Should he stay at 145? Should he move up to 155? What is your take on Jose Aldo?
It's like his relevance. So, you know, I mean, he like after Connor beat him in the fashion he did, his relevance dropped tremendously. So, you know, I mean, it's in his right to, you know, I mean, ask for stuff and kind of improve his popularity stock. And I don't really have a problem with him doing that, but I think him fighting Khabib, I don't think that's a good fight for him. You know, I think he's a good striker. He has good jiu-jitsu, but I think Khabib does the same thing. If he doesn't get knocked out, but I don't think his you know, I mean, his stand-up is kind of comparable to Khabib's takedown ability and ability to grapple and hold people, but I don't think it's a good fight for him. But you know, I mean, if it brings him the popularity that he needs to, you know, get back in that limelight, I think he should go ahead with it. But I don't think it's a good fight for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. And I hate constantly agreeing with you, but unfortunately, I do agree, and it makes bad TV. But I do agree. All right, so this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to look into the chat. Guys in the chat, let me know where you're from, because we do see some new faces hanging out in here. I want to know where each and every one of you is from. And it's
know your address and your zip code and everything. So
that's right. That in it. We're going to find you. We're going to stalk you. And yeah, let me know where you guys are from. I like to know each part of the universe where you guys are from. And what I like to do in this show, what I want to make this show a little bit different from other shows, is there's a lot of MMA talk shows, especially on YouTube. I've stumbled upon a bunch of them now. I didn't even know they existed, but I've been searching the interwebs, looking on our various channels, seeing what's out there. And I noticed there's one thing. They do not pay attention to the chat, the live chat. That is the core of this show. That is what runs the show. It's the heart and soul of the show. So that's what I want to do right now. I want to see where you guys are from. Thank you for hanging out in the chat. Thank you for subscribing. And thanks for the thumbs ups. You guys are awesome. I was going to curse, but Justin's here, and, you know, I don't want to make him blush. So, and in case you didn't know, that's Patrick Cummins with a staph infection squeezing pus out of his leg. All right. Here we go, guys. Justin, let's check it out. Let's see what's going down. I'm going to scroll back just to see. Aldo came to his senses 1 year after Connor's KO, and he's senile now. You know, it does seem like that. It does seem like he's kind of lost he's got a little lost right now after that fight. Doesn't know what to do. I kind of wish he spoke a little bit better English. This way he could actually communicate with us, you know, correctly. You know, I feel that he's at a disadvantage because of that language barrier, you know.
Yeah, and you don't really know if the translator's like saying everything, but you know.
Yeah.
Can't really express the emotion.
All right, so here we go. Lucky Chucky. So, Jesse, what TV show are you into? Okay, they're still going. Aldo's takedown defense is the best in the UFC, but can he stop Khabib? I'm going to say no. I think, Justin, what do you think on that one? Could he stop Khabib's?
Well, like it's different because the Sambo is completely different. Like Sambo is like the mixture of judo and Greco-Roman wrestling. So takedowns, they are takedowns, but what he's going to try to do is pressure him, put him against the cage, and grab him. And then once he has his hands on you, whatever you give him, he's just going to take it and try to take you down. So I would agree. Otto does have extremely good takedown defense, but that's completely different from a grappling exchange when someone already has their hands on you. So
Khabib's in a league of his own. So I mean, that's going to be a tough task to stop that crazy Russian. Joe Hogan's from Denmark. How about that? Lucky Chucky. DC, New York, in both places at one time. Kristen's from Cleveland, Ohio. We have a couple of Cleveland people here. Jesse's from Arizona. How about that? I am so damn black, New Zealand. Joey is from Iowa. Iowa. That's where Joey's from. Abazaba, Jehovah, no way that Aldo stops Khabib. Lucky Chucky says, I hang around one infinite loop. And it says, am I saying this right? Cupertino, California. Cupertino, California. I don't think I've ever heard of that. We'll just say Cali. Marlynn says, laugh my ass out. Justin's comments. I'm from Los Angeles. Jesus Christ says, Ho Hogan, J Hobo. Hail to UK and Denmark. Greece here. Jesus Christ from Greece. J Hobo, Europe. Jesse Marlynn. There we go. Look at you guys all over the place. I like that. Okay. Jesse Bell Hill says, I'm fighting Rousey next year. Oh, yeah. I went there with a flexing arm. Justin, you think that Jesse Bell is going to take on the rowdy Ronda Rousey?
Well, I mean, if she's training hard, I can't really tell the difference. So, you got to get in there and train,
That's right.
Because training is completely different than fighting. So,
See,
before we get too far, a big shout out to my teammate, Steve Morrell. He's fighting January 7th at Mohegan Sun for reality fighting. If you're around the area, know where Mohegan Sun is, check it out. This guy is a specimen athlete, and he's coming a long way from the beginning. So definitely look out. Also, my friend Joe Milaninsky, his opponent backed out, so he's not having a fight. So that's kind of a bummer, but keep your head up. It happens. Like I had maybe 7 or 8 fights that people backed out of. So
that's got to be so frustrating, man. That's got to be so frustrating.
Yeah, it's well, this was a ridiculous one. So when I lived in Georgia, I had to travel to South Carolina, and I was drove there, got to the weigh-ins, and then they're like, oh, we can't get a hold of the guy you're fighting. And I'm like 4 hours ago before I left, or 2 hours ago while I was coming, so that was the worst time, but it happens, it's the name of the game. So
yeah, I guess you just got to brush it off and wait for the next chance and make the best of it.
Yeah.
Look at this. Mexican is here. Mexican, what's going on? He says, did you guys discuss your picks for 207? Not yet. In a couple of minutes, I'm going to go down the 207 list. We're going to have Justin Sumter. I'm going to have him go fight by fight and see what he thinks, see what he picks. But we're just going to talk to the chat for 2 more secs here. Lucky Chucky, Mexican, hey, dude, just kidding. She knocked my ass out in a second, says Jesse Bell. All right. How about that? Mexican is an OG MMA hole. Mexican is
wonderful.
Okay. We discuss our picks until UFC 217. Not sure if this scientifically makes sense, but I remember that from physics class. Okay, I must have missed something. Baby Jesus. Okay, Lucky, thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, this chat is very beautiful. It's definitely wonderful. I'm glad everyone's here. I'm glad everyone is excited and happy about UFC 207. And I'm excited and happy that Justin Sumter's here. We have 20 viewers right now. I see some subscribers. I see thumbs ups. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you for joining us on the MMA Holes Live. Here we go, Justin. Let's check it out, guys. We're going to go to UFC 207. We're going to bounce back. Let's check out this card. Now, I'm not going to give you guys my final picks. I have to save something for the next show. So I'm going to hold out. But Justin, I would like to know your thoughts on these fights. So let's just skim through the list over here. And right off the bat with the early prelims, you got Mr. Cowboy and you got Tim Means. Not the cowboy that everyone thinks of, Alex Oliveira cowboy. On a early prelims, I can't see there only be one fight on that early prelims. But then again, it's so late, I don't think they could throw anything else on there. So maybe one fight. Wow, that's so weird. So Fight Pass is going to show one fight and then move on to FS1. Might as well just throw everything.
Yeah, they might as well just put it on the prelims, give them a little bit extra.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Time, but
what's your thoughts on Fight Pass? What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good service?
What?
on the Fight Pass service. What do you think? Do you think that's a good service, or you think it's a waste of money? What do you think on that?
I think it's a good service just because like that you have like one you can see fights, you can see whole cards that are live, and then you can go through the library of fights. You know, like I was talking with my coach Nick, and he was like, if you think of a fight, you're like, oh man, I'm fighting this southpaw and this long lanky southpaw, and like what should I do? And then you think of a fight where there was a a long striking style southpaw, and you can take a look at that and pick things up. I think that's kind of wonderful. You can just think of a fight and look it up, and you can watch it over and over again, pick up little things, and um, that's what I think a lot of people have to do is get a look at different styles, kind of dissect them, see what works for them, and kind of that in your own house, and make a decent effort to kind of grab that idea, mold it, and make it yours. So,
Speaking of,
Wonderful, wonderful.
Marlynn's here. Look at that. How about that? She's in live on the MMA holes. Justin, check it out. Marlynn is here.
Hi.
are you at work, Marlon?
Yeah, I'm at work. I'm on my break right now.
Okay.
Look at that. That is dedication right now. Now, we don't want you to get fired because you're watching the MMA holes, but if you can chat for a second, we're glad to have you on. Chat room, check it out.
Absolutely. Of course. How are you?
We are good. Justin, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Wonderful.
There you go. Justin Sumter is
Wonderful.
awesome. Marlynn, are you excited about UFC 207? What are your feelings on this?
Oh my God, yes, I am. I'm a huge Ronda fan. It's very emotional for me. I'm very excited to see her come back, and I hope she does well. So yeah, I'm really excited for this.
There you go. Marlynn is ready for Rowdy Ronda Rousey to make her return back. Will she be victorious? Let me know. Joey says, give Lucky a shout out, Marlynn.
Hi, Lucky.
You just made Lucky's day. How about that? Oh, they love you, Marlynn. They love you over here, the MMA holes.
I'm flattered. Thank you, guys.
How about that? We have Justin Sumter. We have Marlynn Lane live on the MMA holes, and just in time to talk about UFC 207. So, Marlynn, how do you feel? We're going to go through this list of fights. What do you think? I hate to cover you up because everyone's checking you out, but I might have to cover you up.
Oh, no, that's fine.
All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to present this to everyone. I'm going to cover myself up, but I'm going to keep you guys alive. Here we go. Let's check it out, guys. UFC 207, we were talking. Now we have Marlynn in the live hangouts with myself, Justin, the Fort Sumter. Guys, if you are new to the show, Wednesday nights, we do a live stream, the MMA Holes live on YouTube. We have Marlynn Lane and the Fort, Justin Sumter here. Badass, the Fort, Justin Sumter is here live with us as well, spreading some knowledge. Okay, here we go. So we're starting off with Alex Oliveira and Tim Means. Okay, check it out. What are your thoughts on this fight right off the bat? We were just talking about that, how this is a early prelims. I think it is going to just get bumped to FS1. I think that's the only thing that makes sense right now. And yeah, what do you guys think about this fight? Any thoughts on this fight? Any direction you guys are pushing in this one? What is your picks?
Ladies first, Marlon, you can go ahead.
God, this is a tough one for me, to be honest with you. Both of them have had moments where they've definitely shined in the octagon. So I don't really have a pick or a favorite for this one, but I do agree. I think it's going to go bumped up to FS1. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be, because I think they're two exciting fighters that would definitely put on a show.
There you go. Now, gun to the head. You had to make a choice. What would it be? Oliveira, Means. What do you think? Just right off the top of your head, who would you take in this one? If you were a betting woman, which one would you take? Oh, boy, on the spot.
I guess Oliveira, I would say.
All right, Oliveira, the cowboy. There you go, Oliveira. Will he make weight? Will he not make weight? We don't know, but he's back. He's better than ever. And Marlynn says he's going to win. Lock it up. Justin, what do you think? Oliveira, Tim Means, what do you think on this one?
I think Oliveira has the first round. He's kind of the fighter that, you know, I mean, he explodes and he goes into the finish. Towards the end, you know, the second and third round, he kind of slows down. But with Tim Means is a good striker. And he's shown that he has that ability to, you know, keep up the pace, keep up a constant pace throughout a fight. So I would say first round, give it to Oliveira, but second 2 rounds, give it to Tim, and Tim wins with a decision.
Okay, so we got a split one there. We have one saying Tim by decision. We have one saying Oliveira. Who do you guys have in the chat? Let me know right now. I need to know. Oliveira Means first fight of the night. Now, usually when we do Fight Buddies, we usually do just the main event. I think we're going to come on a little earlier for this one because it's a special occasion. So exciting news for everybody. Okay, let's go to the next fight. Brandon Thatch versus Nico Price. Brandon Thatch was a pretty impressive fighter, and then that whole Henderson thing happened, and it seems like he has been a different type of fighter. I don't know what it was with that Henderson fight, but something changed. Now, Nico Price, Thatch, what are you guys' thoughts on this one? You don't have to go crazy. Just give me your pick. What do you guys think? Marlynn, ladies first.
I'll go with Thatch on this one.
All right, Thatch. Are you saying that because he has badass tattoos running across his body?
No, I mean, I like him as a fighter. You know, I don't know. Just between the two, I think I'm just going for him for sure.
All right, Brandon Thatch. There we go. Well, yeah, the other guy's got that weird little man bun, so I could understand where you're going with this one. Here we go, Justin. What do you think? Thatch or Price?
I have it with Nico Price. Now that I know that he's on the card and he's going into Thatch, when it match up with somebody that he could run through. So I'm definitely probably going to take a look at him and see what he's all about. But wins by decision. You know, I've seen him fight, but he does slow down towards the third round. So I'm not sure what Nico brings to the table. So I'm gonna go with Thatch because that's the only concrete answer I know. So
yeah, you know what? It's tough because Nico, I don't know. Is this his first UFC fight? I'm not familiar with him myself. Hold on. Let me back up on here. Let's check it out. Nico. Nico is my nephew's name. Nicholas. Nico. Here we go. Nico sounds like a drug lord. Nico. We always joke around. My nephew is going to be a future drug lord. All right, here we go. Nico is here. I'm going to present this to everybody. Let's check it out. I don't know his UFC. Oh, there we go. There it is. So it looks like this is his first UFC fight. So, yeah, it's a tough one to pick, guys. I mean, you really don't know much about this guy. You see an undefeated record, but there's not much to pick there. So it is a tough one to go to pick. And you said, just out of curiosity, Justin, who are you pulling for in that one?
You know, I mean, just because, I know a lot about him more than Nico. But you know, I'm probably gonna look at Nico when I get off here and check him out. And then I might send you a message on Twitter just with the updated if I, depending on.
Like, yo, Nico, tell me something about yourself for God's sakes. I need to make a pick. All right, guys, let's go to the next one. Check it out. I bring you guys on a journey and adventure. Check it out, guys. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. All right, back to UFC 207. We're going through the preliminaries right here. We're just doing quick picks, checking it out. All right, we went through this one, Thatch Price. Now we go to Mike Pyle versus Alex Garcia. Okay, DR versus USA. Let's start with you, Justin, on this one. We'll have Marlynn pull in. She'll be the anchor of this race. Mike Pyle, Alex Garcia.
Man, I'm a huge Mike Pyle fan. Just being his age and still going out there, beating guys at his age. It really shows his skill. I'm gonna have to, not to discredit Alex Garcia, but I've seen him fight. He's a really explosive fighter. But I think Mike Pyle just has the skills and the knowledge and know-how on the stage to kind of weather the storm and put him in a
Justin, real quick, we got a little bit of audio issues. I don't know. It sounded a little bit muffled. I don't know. Marlon, could you hear Justin?
No, I couldn't.
Okay, yeah.
My hand was on the Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you good now. Okay, no worries.
Okay, so I got Mike Powell. I'm gonna go with him. I think he just has the years and the mileage in the sport that will overcome like a newcomer like Garcia. Because Garcia, he's an explosive fighter and he has the skills, but I think in the second round, kind of fills him out, see what he's doing, and then second round, bring him down and finish him, TKO him in the second round.
Second round TKO by Mr. Pyle. Marlon, what do you say?
I'm going with Mike Pyle as well. I'm a fan of his, and I think he has the tools to get the job done for sure.
All right, guys, there you go. There you have it. 2 Mr. Pyles. Mr. Pyle. We have two picks for you, Mr. Pyle. So, guys, remember, call your bookie, pick Pyle, because the MMA holes say so. You'll find out my definite one on Friday, so you have to tune in. Okay, let's go to the next fight. Check it out, guys. Taking you there. Boom. There it is. Back to UFC 207. All right, let's go to the next fight. Carlos Jr. versus Marvin Vettori, Italia versus Brasilia. All right, guys. Marlyn, let's start with you real quick. Do you have the Brazilian or the Italian? What do you think on this one?
I have the Brazilian on this one, I would say.
All right. The Brazilian, Antonio Carlos Jr. Isn't he? I think he did win the Brazilian Ultimate Fighter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He did, right, Justin?
Yeah, I believe so.
It is the guy I'm thinking of. Okay, he is a badass. Justin, what do you think on this one? Marvin Vettori versus Antonio Carlos Jr. What do you think on this one?
Like I don't know anything about Marvin. That's the first time I've even heard of him. So let me see, what's his stats?
Yeah, so he's coming off a win. Alberto Yuda. Okay, first round submission. Interesting. And is 11-2-0. All
so
right.
He's 60% submissions.
Yeah, he's pretty good on the floor.
So I'm gonna go against the grain and go with the Italian, and say he takes Antonio down and submits him.
All right, there you go. We have one Italian, one Brazilian. We're split on this one, MMA holes. Who do you guys have? All right, now let's go to the next fight of the preliminaries. Here it is. This is the main event of the prelims. Boom. We got Hendricks. We got Magny. We spoke about this a little bit earlier. Justin gave his insight on this fight. We're going to do the picks now. Marlyn, what do you think about this one? I think we're all in agreement that this one is going to be a fun one. Marlyn, who do you think? Who do you have?
I agree. I think Hendricks might be past his prime. He hasn't looked good in his last 2 fights, but I can't deny what he has done for the sport and how good he has looked in the past. I mean, he was a champion at one point, so I'm happy with either way. But Magny, he got me. I had so much respect for him after the Lombard fight, no doubt. I mean, that guy took a beating, came back, finished him, and so I think I'm going to go with Magny on this one.
Neil Magny says Marlyn. Justin, let's see what you got on this one. Final pick. What do you think?
I'm going to have to say Neil Magny just because his style, his skill. Going against Johnny Hendricks. Johnny is a guy that kind of fades as the fight goes on, and if he doesn't put him away in the first round, Magny has shown that he has the ability to weather with whatever people give him, and I think Magny's going to finish him in the 3rd round with a submission.
There you go, Magny. 2 Magnys, you got that. 3rd round submission. I like how you call the round. You see the round. You see these things. It's like we have our very own Conor McGregor here. This is pretty exciting. I like that. I love it. All right, so here's the deal. We have a main card to talk about. We have a couple of fights in that main card. We're going to get into detail. Do you guys have a couple of seconds to talk about this?
Yeah. I'm going to have to go to bed shortly because because I got to wake up at 5. But
Oh, 5 o'clock. All right.
We'll finish the card.
Let's do that. Let's run right through this, guys. We're going to do it quick. This is called the speed rounds. This is what we do. Marlynn, get ready. Everyone get ready. Here we go. 5 o'clock in the morning. Holy shit. Let's wrap this up. Here we go. All right, guys. Speed rounds. Welcome to the speed round. This is the main card. Here we go. Boom. We're starting off with this. We got Louis Smoker versus Ray Borg. Okay, Marlynn. Let's have the ladies start first. Number 12, number 13. What do you think?
I'm going to go with Ray Borg on this one.
Ray Borg. All right. How about that? Here we go. Justin, what do you think?
I'm going to go Louis Smoker, second round, TKO.
Second round TKO by Louis Smoker. It's a split. This split. MMA holds a split. Guys, what do you think? I need to know. I want to know right now. Bang.
Did you said the MMA holds are split. So, if you think about that. Yeah.
Woo! Awkward.
Yeah.
We got some split holes here. Split holes. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next fight. Here we go. Dong Hyun Kim, the stun gun, versus Tarek Saffiedine. Haven't seen Saffiedine in a while. Welcome, Saffiedine, to the UFC 207 fight card. What do you guys have? Justin, let's start with you. Number 9.
I want to see Kim come back in there and show his stun gun ability. He has some great striking. So, stun Kim.
All right, we have one Kim. Marlynn, who do you have?
I'm going for Kim as well. I want to see him put away Saffiedine for sure.
All right, there we go. The stun gun. 2 stun guns, 2 holes. Here we go. TJ Dillashaw versus John Lineker. Check it out. Look at it. Just look at it. Justin, what do you think? This is going to be fun. TJ Dillashaw, John Lineker.
This is a tough one. Lineker's, showed his skills and show that he's supposed to be there, but I think Dillashaw comes in and with his footwork gets the decision.
Okay. Decision. And you said Lineker?
No, Dillashaw.
Dillashaw, I'm sorry. Heard that wrong. Dillashaw by a decision. I'll take that. I'll sign up for that. A nice decision. Brawl between these two guys. Marlynn, what do you think?
I'm going with Dillashaw as well. I think his footwork will be too much for Lineker.
All right. Dillashaw, 100% Dillashaw. I see people say Dillashaw in the chat. People agree. Here we go. Co-main event of the evening. Boom. Cruz Garbrandt. What do you guys got? Marlynn?
Oh, I'm going with Cruz. I'm a big Cruz fan. Cody, he needs to be put away. He runs his mouth too much.
Cody, get the fuck out of here. All right. What do you think, Justin? What do you think? Cody?
I'm gonna have to go with what Elso said. It's similar to the previous fight. The footwork is gonna be the key. Gambrandt's gonna come in there and Dillashaw is just gonna, not Dillashaw, but Cruz is gonna have that footwork. I think Cruz might put him away the second round. But it's knowing Cruz, he's going to fill him out, get his timing. So second or third round.
Second or third round. I like that. A finish, why not? Cruz. We got 2 Cruzes on this one. Check it out, guys. The main event of the evening. Ronda Rousey versus Amanda Nunes. Here we go. Speed round. Justin, what do you think? What do you got? Nunes. All right. How about that? Nunes is going to hold on to that belt. She's going to keep that belt. Marlynn, what do you think?
Ronda.
Boo.
Boo.
That's my girl. I'm not going to ever go against her. So
there we go. We got a split right there. We need to know right now, who do you guys have? We want to know. We love to know. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. You just heard the UFC 207 predictions. We have Marlynn, the MMA hole. We have Justin, the Fort Sumter. Here they are. Loving it. Thank you guys for hanging out. You guys have a couple of last things to say? Say it now. Justin, you have anything you'd like to promote?
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for, joining the MMA hole side. And you're all MMA holes. I just want to say, hey, if you're on social media, check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Justin the Fort Sumter. I'll put that in the chat as well. And, just keep a lookout for 2017. 2017 is going to be the year of the Fort. So everyone keep a lookout for me.
2017, Justin the Fort Sumter. I want every single one of you MMA holes to be there to shout out and show your love for the Fort. I hope you get that fight soon, Justin. I can't wait. I'm going to be there. I'm definitely going to make my way there. Love to see it. And we're looking forward to big things from the Justin Sumter team. Okay. Justin, thank you again.
I'm going to head out. I got my girlfriend's nieces and nephews. They're trying to go to sleep, so it's been good.
It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Justin, for joining us. I appreciate it.
All right.
See you next time. Justin Sumter, thank you. Chat, check it out. Justin the Fourth Sumter. Sumter is here. He left. He's a good man, and we all appreciate Justin here. We have Marlynn Lane live in the chat right now. Marlynn, I need a favor from you.
Yeah.
Okay, I have you here. I need you to do something for me. I don't know if you can handle this. I'm going to put you on.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to call this the Marlynn Lane Show. Okay, we're going to do the MMA whole Marlynn Lane takeover. Guys in the chats, if you have any questions for Marlynn, do it right now. But as that happens, I'm going to make Marlynn very uncomfortable because I have to take a pee. So I'm going to go do the number one right now. Marlynn, you have a control of this chat right now? Do you see this chat?
Yes, I do. I do see it. Yes.
Are you guys ready for the Marlynn Lane Show? Hit me with some ones in the chat. Let me know. And if you have any questions, do it right now. Marlynn Lane is here. I'll be right back.
Hurry back. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm waiting for your guys' response. I think it's delaying and taking a while. So, sorry. Oh, okay, here it comes. Now it's all flooded. Okay, what do? I am a logistics broker, so I prepare paperwork for incoming freight to the U.S. So, yeah, that's what I do. Let's see. My favorite fight of Mike Piles. Ooh. I think what would be. You know, the sad thing is a lot of the fights I've seen him, he's actually lost. Like I've seen him, like with the Rory McDonald and the Matt Brown. I thought he fought good though when he fought Rick Story though. I will say that. Let's see. I don't fight, but I train. I do train pretty regularly, so I really understand the fight game, and so that's how I'm completely into this whole MMA game. No, I've never got into a bar fight. I'm good on that. Sorry, I'm playing and getting fidgety. Let's see. Is that you back? Oh yeah, you're back.
You did a great job, guys. If you think Marlynn did a great
I'm not.
you took one for the team there. Thank you, Marlynn. We appreciate it. How were they nice to you in the chat?
Yeah, they were. It was a little delay, so I was having problems trying to get all the questions together, and then it just poof came right up. So I was trying to scroll, but yeah, everything was good.
Did you ever punch someone in the face? Did you ever get into a bar fight? It's so funny. Mike Pile Drive and you're what the fuck? You're smoking hot. That's a pretty good one there, Marlynn.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Eddie.
It's too funny. Do you agree with hold on. What did Mexican say? Marlynn, do you agree that you and I would make pretty Mexican broker babies? Oh god. You can here we go. J Hobo says you can quit logistics broking now and do this full time. How about that? You have a promising career as an MMA
An option, right?
Lucky Chucky says, Marlyn, you are awesome. You are pretty much.
Wonderful, wonderful.
There we go, John.
Thank you, Lucky. I appreciate it.
Marlyn, thank you for taking over, and I threw you to the wolves. Now Marlyn,
You did. It's okay.
Marlyn's never gonna come back on now. She's like, no way, this guy's gonna have to pee, and then that's it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, thank you for allowing me to hang out with you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.
There you go. There she is, Marlynn Lane, live from her studio job somewhere in Los Angeles, I think.
Yes.
There you go, Los Angeles, California. Marlyn, any last words before you peace out, or just goodbye?
No, just goodbye, my MMA holes. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for letting me talk to you guys for a little bit.
There you go, Marlyn Lane. Thank you for joining us. You did a great job. You are pretty much what they like to say.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you. Marlyn, have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Bye.
So there she is. There she goes. Marlyn Lane jumped in live on the MMA holes. Justin the Fort Sumter live